to contest for 2023 presidential election has actually turned out to be a thorn on the flesh to most politicians in Nigeria and most so-called political activists here in Nigeria. You see, because Peter Obi actually opened the eyes of Nigerians. We started seeing how these politicians are, uselessing our finances and the rest of them in order to enrich themselves. You see it? And at this particular point in time, so many of the so-called activists are being paid by this particular APC government to drag Peter Obi, not only to drag Peter Obi, but they are paid them to defame him and to, tarnish his image online. People like Reno Omokri, somebody like Daniel Boala, and Deji Adeyanju. Recall that this particular guy, Daniel Boala, who was Atiku Abubakar's spokesperson during 2023 election, as it stands now, Atiku Abubakar has, detached from him. Atiku Abubakar has said that he has no business again with Daniel Boala. And this was the same Daniel Boala in 2023 that was, castigating Tinubu. He said that even if you give Tinubu 30 years, that nothing will change in Nigeria, that everything will be the same. And then come now in 2024, he has now, joined that particular Tinubu's party, and he is now, supporting Tinubu. So what really has changed? It simply means that these guys go behind to collect money from these people in order to begin to tarnish the image of their opposition party. You see it? And that is how they make their money. And people will call them political activists, thinking that they're actually doing the work, But these people are actually doing this because they are getting something from it. Recently, he said that Peter Obi is an opportunist, but he is the one that is the big opportunist here, simply because Peter Obi was doing what our so-called President Ahmed Bola Tinubu was supposed to do during the crisis in the north and the gas explosion in Ibadan. Peter Obi actually took his time to visit people, the victims of these issues. You see it? And our president, our so-called President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, was enjoying himself somewhere in France. And then this guy saw it as an opportunity to call Peter Obi an opportunist. Why he himself is the same person that was in with PDP and with Atiku Abubakar. And all of a sudden, he left and defected to APC, collected money from them just to tarnish the image of Peter Obi. And now he has the guts to open his mouth. Now, the one that is even annoying is this particular Deji Adeyanju. He came out to say that Peter Obi should be in jail, that Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar should be in jail. What did Peter Obi do that warrants him to be in jail? You see, this is because Peter Obi has actually turned out to be a thorn on their flesh, because Peter Obi is not practicing the type of politics that they are practicing. Peter Obi's politics is based on transparency. You see it? The person that was governor of Anambra State, and when he was handing over, he invited EFCC to probe him and check everything that concerns Anambra State in terms of their finances and economy. Which governor in this Nigeria can do that? And recently, because there is this crisis going on in Labour Party, where their national chairman, Abure, and Peter Obi were accused of looting 3.5 billion naira by their former treasurer Oluchi. You see it? And Peter Obi has come out to clear the air, pointing out that even the so-called amount of money that Nigerians are saying that they actually looted, that the money they generated was not even close to that amount that they are talking of. You see it? And now they have given account to the public. Now, I want to ask you, even the Ahmed Bola Tinubu that you're talking about, he is with APC. Since that election time till now, has he ever accounted for 1 naira during his election and during this particular campaign and everything? He never accounted for it. Go to the history of Nigeria. No politician has ever done that. And Peter Obi is doing that, and you have the mind to say that Peter Obi deserves to be in jail. Anyway, guys, I will just allow you to watch this video and listen to Peter Obi and Aisha Yusuf as they render account, tell the public how they used the money they realized from the public donation during that 2023 campaign and election. Thank you for watching my videos.
The press. I always want to add ladies, but they told us I just said. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, gentlemen of the press. It's an honor being here, standing here, and representing the fundraising team. We had a campaign crowdfunding where Nigerians were asked to donate to the campaign of Obi Baba Ahmed campaign for the 2023 election. Today we are having that campaign fundraising report presentation. Accountability and transparency is very critical and it's very important. And at any time that we ask people to donate and they do so willingly, it's very important for us to come back to them and show them how their monies were judiciously used. The mandate of the crowdfunding fundraising team was as follows. His Excellency Peter Obi gave the following mandates to the team, and that was to raise funding from Nigerians using the campaign's official accounts and ensure funds are judiciously used to support the presidential campaign of His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi. For this particular presentation that we are doing today, we are specifically concerned about the Obi Baba Ahmed campaign, for which there were four accounts that were used. These accounts are were accounts in Zenith Bank, Heritage Bank, Globus Bank, and also Sterling Bank. They were made public by His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, and citizens were asked to donate as generously as they wanted to. At this juncture, we must say we thank everyone that donated in cash and kind. It's not been easy, especially with the kind of mindset we have in this country where we don't think as citizens we are supposed to donate. But indeed, citizens came out and they put their monies where their votes are, and they were ready to use their money and not wait for, as usually we see in our climb, for the candidate to be the one bringing in that money. And for that, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. We go on to the activity and resource report. For donations from citizens, we received 595 million naira, 976,994 naira. This is the amount that were raised in these four bank accounts that we talked about. I know there have been reports out there that there were billions of naira that were raised. Some even said hundreds of millions of dollars. Well, we hope we'll see those monies, and if there are people out there that can help us track those monies, we would want to see them. But what we received specifically was this particular amount, let me repeat it once again, 595 million naira, 976,000 naira, 994 naira. We also received 800 million naira from the candidate himself. And I know some might wonder, how did we know that these monies were from the candidate? How were we able to differentiate them? These were monies that were put in by the candidate that were supposed to be used to pay for the polling agents. So we knew that they came in four tranches of 200 million naira each, and that was what gave the total of 800 million naira from the candidate. We designed a strategic blueprint focused on channeling the movement's energy to support His Excellency Peter Obi and Baba Ahmed's election in collaboration with different support groups. Remember, we had a lot of support groups and we worked together with them. We provided direct and indirect support to over 100 support groups across all 36 states in Nigeria. Also mobilized and supported over 100,000 grassroots organizers across the 36 states in Nigeria. We also deployed media-related campaigns that reached over 11 million people, leveraging over 40 radio stations, community outreaches, and social media. We would have loved to have used television and all of that, but because of our